here's the plan of the build on this one. We're putting in big bore pistons, big bore throttle body, aftermarket exhaust. It's a Hindle. That's all we could get on this thing. It does have a power commander in the tail, so it will have dual maps, probably some methanol tuning, and all my tricks inside the motor. So port in the head, port in the block, ceramic coating the head, ceramic coating the pistons. The rods and the pistons that are going to be going in the Honda. It's a beautiful large bore Carrillo. Here's all the pistons fresh out of the cabinet. 3 sets of pistons in the oven. Got the cylinder decked, got the new pistons in there, got them all ceramic coated, higher compression on these ones, at least it should end up being, and we'll get it back in that baby over there. Today, a 44 horsepower gain there at the top. There's our before numbers, our finished numbers. I mean, 40 horsepower gain in that part in itself, but 44 at redline or thereabouts. Pretty big difference between E85 and pump gas, and yes, we managed to do this on the new Power Commander 6 that does have some restrictions. And of course an ECU flash in order to be able to run both fuels. But my dear Lord, I am blown away at what this thing is doing today. It is the RR. It is a 22 quick view. It has a full acro titanium exhaust on it. We got some stuff done in the airbox, but you gotta call me in order to find that shit out. As always, Black Widow Power Sports, like and subscribe. It's late, it's dark outside, and what are we doing? We're going from this size valve to that big pretty one. Another millimeter over. Sweet. We got oversized 1 millimeter over on this side, stock on the left, bigger valve on the right. If it'll focus, you can see each cut. As we're on the left, it's just rounded over, no real shape, not as big as we need. We're going a millimeter bigger. And a little bit of what a relatively finished one looks like compared to just the start of it. CBR cylinder head before we prep it for ceramic coating. We did chamber modification, lots of port work. These are oversized valves because this is a bigger than normal piston that's going in here. Exhaust valves are stock. There isn't much available for making those bigger. I would like to make them bigger, but they're not easy to get fully ported. We went through all the effort, got all the ceramic coating done, coated the valves, but there's a reason why this one looks a little different. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. And I didn't know that these valves existed until about a week ago when I ordered them. But now we're gonna have both bigger intake valves and bigger exhaust valves. Just a close up on the difference of valves. 25.5, 24, stock size, aftermarket size. It's a big bore, so it's going to be able to use every bit of it. For those that don't know, this is our ram air tube. That goes back to a big fan back there. like, subscribe. Things, there's our ram air fan, and that is our main fan that pushes 50 to 80 mile an hour air depending upon what speed I set it at, and that will push up to 200 mile an hour air at its maximum. Yeah, this transmission doesn't spin free at all. Let's fix that problem. Polish this baby up and coat it. Just half of the transmission so far. Spins way more than what it did before. When we're doing cylinder heads, we always end up with a little bit of ceramic on the valve seats. We got to clean that back up when we're done. This ceramic is our sort of our cheater edition. The gray, when this is ran in the motor, it is not visible via an inspection camera. So, you know, use your imagination to think of its potential places of use. This particular motor is not going to be in any sanctioned type of races, so there's not really any rules to what it has to be within. Because on the pistons I used the gold or copper colored ceramic. This gray ceramic is actually a higher thermal level than the copper variant. It goes on slightly thicker. I do have to account for that in the clearances of the motor. When we use this ceramic on a back-to-back test on a 4-valve Grom, we saw a 5% increase in torque as well as horsepower across almost the entire range, except for below 6,000 RPM. So from 6,000 to 13,000 RPM, a 5% gain, which is quite huge. That's definitely better here. This one happens to be for a turbo 750. We're using Inconel stainless blend exhaust valves to handle the extra heat. We intend upon this one to be 400 horsepower category. We will tune it up to 300 on the dyno, and it will have a 400 amount on the scramble button. This is where we're at. Motor's in, and it's Friday, and by Wednesday I want to have this thing in front of bike night. This is where we're at, and it's Friday before bike night is Wednesday, and I want to have this thing tuned and running in front of the public for Wednesday. Yeah, that'll be part of this video as well. But I got a lot of work today. There are a lot of work to do. And I still got to do a tune later today, so let's see how far I get. Well, we got our exhaust all fitted. Got a mess to clean up. SC projects added onto the end, onto a Hindle header. I like the measurements of the Hindle, and it was mainly what we could get. Got a few more radiator clamps and stuff. Time to hook up the radiator. And yeah, I think Dave is going to be happy. Well, we got our exhaust all fitted. Got a mess to clean up. SC projects added onto the end, onto a Hindle header. I like the measurements of the Hindle, and it was mainly what we could get. Got a few more radiator clamps and stuff. Time to hook up the radiator. And yeah, I think David's going to be happy.